Hey y'all, Katey here. If you live in Central Texas and you love books, you probably are listening to this podcast for a good reason, but Fave Austin is coming. It is a book convention by day and an immersive fantasy book event by night. So come celebrate all things romantasy this Labor Day weekend at the Hilton Austin. Enjoy listening to authors, creators, and publishers discuss upcoming releases, self-publishing, representation in the literary community, and yours truly, and Abigail. She's also here.
Hi.
For more information, visit galaxycon.com/pages/fae-ball. That's FAE-ball, or honestly, Google Faye Ball Austin. You will find it. And use the code %POD. That is all one word, no spaces. PERCENTPOD for 25% off tickets to the event. We'll be recording a live episode on Saturday, August 31st at 2 p.m., and we can't wait to see you there. While I have delved deep into romantasy, Abigail hasn't, so come and join us as Abigail finally reads the fan favorite A Court of Thorns and Roses, and I gently roast her during our live book club discussion. See y'all there. Abigail has returned from her honeymoon, and so have I returned from Abigail's honeymoon.
I got 2 honeymoons.
You got 2 honeymoons. One with me, one with your actual spouse.
My actual husband.
Yeah.
Austin kept calling Katey my wife, though. When we were waiting for you in the airport, and he goes, "Where is your wife?" So...
We'll never fight the polyamory rumors.
Never, unfortunately. Not even unfortunate. I don't know. It's just a fact of life at this point.
We would just like to state for the record that we are not in a romantic relationship.
Nope. If anyone had any doubts whatsoever, we're here to put those rumors to bed.
Would like to make it very clear. The we're going on our honeymoon jokes really did confuse some people, so.
Well, I mean, we did use them to our advantage when it proved beneficial.
That's true. That's true. So we figured appropriately that we would read/listen to the Unhoneymooners like mini audio sequel.
Yes. In honor of Katey, my actual honeymoon crasher. She was invited. Don't worry.
I was invited.
She was invited.
It was your idea.
It was my idea. For just as a short explanation, Austin had to go to a wine trip in Sonoma for a couple days, and then we decided to just tack our honeymoon on to the end of it versus go somewhere else, because I've never been to California. And then I said, "Katey, do you want to come hang out in Sonoma for a couple days so we can all fly out together?" And she said, "Yeah." So that's what we did.
Yeah, it was fun. Okay, tell me what your favorite thing was about our honeymoon together, and then what your favorite thing was on your actual honeymoon.
Ooh, my favorite thing about our honeymoon was probably when we were running around Sebastopol and we bought very expensive sunglasses. They're not that expensive at the end of the day.
Yeah, that
was a good. We were just running around all day.
Yeah, we were kind of tipsy and silly and bought some expensive sunglasses.
Because it's hard to, you can't pick, it's like the whole event of the day. We had a wine tasting in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Then we spent 4 hours at a brewery. Then we went.
Yeah, we were there for a long time.
I know.
Then we went sunglass shopping.
Yes, and we had oysters and bubbles, and then we had more beer, and then we had dinner.
Yeah.
And then we went back and watched Love Island. I did also very much I enjoyed all of it. It's hard to pick a favorite. The Charlie Brown Museum, however.
The Charlie Brown Museum was awesome.
Yeah, but that was the first thing we did, so it almost feels bad to pick it as my favorite, but I don't know. It was Sonoma was awesome.
Yeah, it was lovely.
Highly recommend for anybody who wants to kind of chill out and go to a bunch of wineries and all these cute little towns. We were in a really cool area where it's just like you can kind of go to a bunch of little places and see different parts of California. It was really nice.
Yeah, we probably did like an eighth of the things that we could have potentially done.
Yeah.
We could have spent weeks there and not done everything that we would have wanted to do.
We saw the big trees.
Yeah.
What was your favorite part?
I did like the big trees.
Katey hugged a tree.
I hugged a tree, got my sweater dirty.
Hugged it as best as she could because it was enormous.
Yeah. This is maybe a non-answer or maybe it's a bullshit answer, but I liked that it was so chilly in the mornings and we would sit there with the door open and drink coffee
nice.
And read.
That was lovely.
Yeah.
Like Austin and I didn't really get too much downtime on our actual honeymoon because we were changing locations. For the listeners' benefit, we started in San Francisco and ended in LA, and we made stops along the way. So we kind of only had like, well, not even really then, because we were going to the aquarium. But yeah, it was really nice to just sit and not have to move for a while until, you know, we were going to go taste wine.
Yeah.
Another relaxing thing. That was great. So yeah, it was nice to just like sit and also put on a sweater.
Yeah. Every morning. I mean, we stayed at the Airbnb until like 10-ish pretty much every morning.
Yeah.
And then we were home by like 9 every night. So we had like downtime to chill and watch TV and look at our phones. And
yes, an important part of any vacation, honestly.
yes.
Your introvert time.
Yep. If you're going on a trip with a friend, you need time to stare at your phone in silence together.
For my proper honeymoon, my married person honeymoon, I asked Austin, and his answer surprised me, but it was also kind of my favorite part, was when we were leaving. We had a really nice lunch in Los Alamos at this place called Bell's that Austin had picked out, and it was great. Highly recommend, once again. And we needed gas, and so I was looking at the map, and I was like, oh my God, we're near Solvang. And so I made Austin stop in Solvang just so we could see the hotel where Kristen Doty fell down. And we had a very mid cocktail, and we were sitting in the corner giggling, watching videos of Kristen Doty falling down in the Lansby Hotel in Solvang, California. And then I made Austin watch the episode later.
Amazing.
Actually, he requested the episode later. And he said that was his favorite part, too. Was when we pulled off into Solvang.
Okay.
But anyway, we did an audiobook.
Yes. To celebrate Abigail's honeymoon, but also Abigail's audiobook journey.
Yes. This was because I had said last episode I listened to about half of Summertime Punchline via audiobook, which kind of was by necessity because of my poor planning. What's new? But it was kind of fun.
Yeah.
So, and we had talked about this when it came out and that I was going to do it, and then obviously never got around to it.
Yeah, we talked about it like when it was announced, and then it came out last month, maybe? I don't quite remember. It came out like recently.
Oh, okay. I thought we were behind.
I mean, we are behind, but I don't think we're as behind as you think.
Ooh, well, that makes me feel good. Okay, great.
Oh, it came out last summer. I thought it was this summer, so we are behind.
Well, okay. Well,
it came out in August of 2023.
See, that's what I thought.
Don't trust me.
That's fine. That's fine. We've read plenty of older books.
Yes. Man, was that really a year ago? That's crazy. It was quite short.
Yes.
So this episode might be short. I don't know. We talk a lot. But it is a sequel to The Unhoneymooners. So if you haven't read The Unhoneymooners, you might want to, but I also think this could stand alone. Yeah. There is some prior knowledge stuff, but it's not really necessary.
No, it's not really necessary. If anything, it's like all you need to know is who gets together at the end of The Unhoneymooners, and maybe read the first chapter if you really want the whole terrible wedding backstory, I guess.
Right, but they do a pretty good job of recapping all the stuff that you'll need to know, so you can go in and still enjoy it.
Yes, exactly.
But this sequel it's audio only.
Yes.
And it's a full cast, which I've never listened to a full cast fiction book before. We both listened to that Bourdain oral history, but I've never listened to a full cast like audiobook, like fiction, like novel.
Yeah. It was interesting.
It was interesting. I think full cast audiobooks are going to be a hard thing for me to enjoy considering what I do for a job.
That's fair.
Because I had some questions about creative audio decisions.
I also did. I don't know if they're the same questions that you had, but there were points where it was like, you know, whether it was from there's two main narrators, Harry Shum Jr., and then I can't remember who plays
Jessica Marie Garcia.
Sorry. Yeah, Jessica Marie Garcia, who I liked both of them very much, but there are points where they are also doing the voices for other characters at points, and I was like, why is it not consistent?
That's what I couldn't figure out. Like, if you're gonna do dialogue like in character, why not do it all like that and then just have them narrate their own like inner monologue type moments. And maybe it had to be that way because there were parts of the inner monologue that had dialogue in it, so they just had to make those choices. But considering this was, I would presume, written for audio, there could have been some better choices in the writing for an audio medium.
Yes, I don't disagree, because at points I was like, okay, why is Harry Shum Jr. not doing his dialogue even though it's from Amy's point of view? And it felt not like, I don't want to say like half-assed, but it was also like, you got to full send it.
Yeah. Well, and then I was thinking like, would it feel weird if we're listening to Amy's like inner thoughts and then Brody just jumps in with like one sentence? Maybe that would have been really jarring. Like, I don't know.
Maybe so.
But considering this was not a book that was a written book that was then turned into audio, like this was presumably written for an audio medium. Christina Lauren, girls, I love you, but like maybe you should have, and maybe you did, but maybe they didn't do a good job, but maybe you should have worked with somebody who writes for audio for a living.
Hello. Do you want to talk to somebody who writes for audio?
I don't know if I could do it for fiction, but there are plenty of people who do. Like, there are audio dramas,
yes,
like podcasts that are very good.
Oh my gosh, what was the NPR show, Prairie Home Companion?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but there's one based on a Stephen King novel that Milo
Ventimiglia?
Yes, is in, that was very good. There was one that the guy from Stranger Things, David Harbour, was in, that was very good. Like, these audio dramas exist that are written for audio mediums.
Sure.
And there are ways to tell a full story with a full cast.
Yes.
Anyway, that's my I do audio for a living gripe.
That's fair. Well, let's get into it plot-wise.
Yes.
As a piece of content. So, this is about Amy, Olive's twin sister. When we last saw her in the Unhoneymooners in the epilogue, she was dating a different man.
Yeah. She had been cheated on by her husband.
Bad man.
And
yeah, last we saw her, it was at Olive and Ethan's engagement in Maui. These people need to stop going to Maui so much.
Seems expensive.
Seems very expensive. And also, there are other places to go.
There are other places.
I don't know. Maybe that's my jealousy speaking, because I can't go to Maui. Because we live here they live in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Mainly, it just sounds very expensive.
Yeah.
So the book starts with Ethan and Olive announcing to the Torres family that they are eloping in Maui next week, and no one should come. Or they just want to do it this way. Yeah, and we learn later that it's because they don't want everyone to feel pressured to come. But that's not really how it comes off at first. Also, if you're going to elope, don't tell people that you're eloping. That's the whole point of eloping. I'm tired of people referring to like a small wedding in a destination as eloping. Yes, that's still a wedding. Eloping is when you go just the two of you. And like secret. In secret. Yeah. And Olive's like, no, this is what I want. And then Amy and Diego, the cousin from also seen in Unhoneymooners, who is a great side character. Excellent side character. Made even better by his voice actor, who was fantastic. Yes, I did enjoy his voice actor very much. Amy and Diego decide together that, no, that's not what Olive wants. And, okay, so and they make a plan called, what is it, Project Mayhem? Something like that. Yeah. They are going to quite literally crash Ethan and Olive's 3-week vacation in Maui, by the way, which is crazy. Yeah. The entire time I was like, how much money do these people have? They're staying at the Four Seasons. Crazy. So, like, Amy says at some point it's $1,500 a night. Crazy. Hold on. I'm about to do some math. So, okay, this is just for hotel. If it truly is $1,500 a night, maybe they got a deal, but okay, whatever. How much is it? $500,000. God, you know what I mean. 31500. You could get a real wedding for much less than that. Yeah, and that's just hotel. Yeah. If they're really paying $1,500 a night, that is just hotel. That's not crazy. To mention all the food, right? All the drinks,
Your flight's there.
Your flight's there. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's like, that is a entry-level journalist salary. Womp womp.
Womp womp. Yeah, that's how much money I made at my first job. That's more than how much I made at my first job.
Womp womp indeed. Okay, so what it costs to employ you for a year at age 22 is what they presumably spent on this 3-week vacation.
Ouch.
And then, okay, so then Amy and Diego decide, yeah, we're going to fly to Maui and we're going to plan her wedding. Because this is not what
hijack it,
Olive,
essentially.
This is not what Olive wants. Okay.
And to be fair, they turn out to be right. Mostly.
Yeah, they were right, which was annoying to me in one way that I'll explain in a second. But I will say, we were listening to this audiobook. I made Austin listen to big chunks of it with me. And he loved to interject at points and go, this is a terrible plan.
Yeah, it was from the jump.
And he said, Amy is really annoying.
Yeah, I did not love her.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
So they get to Hawaii, and again, as Katey said, they are right, because Olive sees Amy and immediately starts sobbing and is like, I didn't want anyone to be burned. I'm like, you know what? No.
This is your wedding. Ask for what you want.
Okay, no. That's not even my point. My point is, if this is what you wanted, to get married in Maui in a small, intimate ceremony with your family, because apparently that is what she wanted the entire time, say something.
Right.
Say something a year ago.
Yeah.
They were
You
married.
can plan that.
Yeah, they were engaged for 2 years.
Yeah.
And you mean to tell me they never did any wedding planning? No one was questioning them on why they hadn't done any wedding planning. And then they decided, you could have planned that.
Yeah, the logic is flimsy that got us here.
And the logic that she didn't want to burden anybody, and then they all flew out anyway. One, how did Amy get 2 weeks off of her critical care nurse job?
Dunno.
Anyway.
And everyone else was just free to fly to Hawaii, like,
from
2 days later.
From Minneapolis?
Yeah. Yeah, the logic doesn't really work. But
I understand the plot device. I really do. And it's supposed to show Olive's character that she doesn't want to burden anybody. She, loves her family, yada, yada. But this book could have just started with, they're getting married in Maui.
Right. We didn't need the last-minuteness of all of it.
But then the title wouldn't be Honeymoon Crashers,
That's
I guess.
true.
So, I don't know. At that point, you gotta pick a different title. This logic is too flimsy, in my opinion. But, whatever. It doesn't matter at this point.
Yeah.
The point is, Amy takes it upon herself to plan their wedding in 8 days with by the way, they have another $5,000 to throw at this planning this wedding. So, I don't remember what...
$30,000 to spend on a hotel, but only $5,000 for the actual wedding.
I don't remember what Ethan does for work. I assume Olive makes pretty good money because she's, in biotech,
right,
basically. But,
I don't remember what Ethan does either.
It is... This is...
something good.
This is millionaire money.
Yeah. This is crazy.
Money.
It's crazy. Once Amy and co are in Hawaii, Ethan and Olive are like, yo, so obviously your ex-husband, Ethan's brother, cannot be Ethan's best man, so we chose our friend Brody, who is someone you've never heard of.
Yeah.
Even though it's Ethan's best childhood friend.
Yeah, you've never met him or heard of him or whatever.
You've never heard of him before, but
never
okay.
Heard of him. So.
And he lives conveniently
in
Maui. So he wants to help. So we're forcing you to let him help you. And Amy's like, yeah, totally. And then it's like, absolutely the fuck not. He will not be helping me.
Yeah.
Because Amy is a crazy person. But when Amy and Brody meet for the first time we hear from Brody is inner monologue perspective in this book. Brody, this dumb man, is like, I had no idea that Olive's identical twin would be super hot. What? What?
He hadn't met Olive, but surely he'd seen pictures.
Yeah.
He is kind of a dumbass.
Yeah. Well, and then this really bothered me. He kept using the term smokestack. Is that a thing? I've heard smoke show.
I've heard smokestack.
Okay, I've never heard that before.
Yeah, I maybe it's a regional difference.
Maybe
smoke show versus.
I was like, what the fuck is that?
I need that New York Times language map on people who say feeder versus what I'm service road.
Yeah,
I need smoke show versus smokestack.
Yeah, call up the New York Times.
Yeah, give me the regional differences.
Yeah. Anyway, so that was the first time that I was like,
dumbass.
I don't know. So basically, then the shenanigans occur. Did you add an annoying golden retriever? I added golden retriever. Did you add an annoying one, or was that me?
That was you.
He annoyed me, man.
He did kind of. So also,
not really in a bad way.
No, yeah, he was so. I think like listening to this on audiobook versus had I been reading it, I would have been more endeared reading it.
Yes, I agree.
Like it made it too clear, one, how annoying this man is and how much I would hate him in real life.
Yeah.
And two, it made, I think, the romance cliches, which, as you know, we love a cliche around here. Don't get me wrong. I think they made them like even more cloying.
Yeah, it's one thing to like read it and another thing to hear it out loud.
Yes. And so that was weird for me. And this is true throughout the book, not so much or throughout the tape, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, it's still a book.
Yeah. Well, that's true. Yes. Audio reading is still reading.
Exactly.
We're firmly pro this is a book.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that was true like throughout the book, especially like in the beginning where I was like, what man thinks like this? None. I've never met them. So to be fair, no, I've never met every man in the world, but my husband, who I think is a very kind man and a very romantic man too, in a lot of ways. No.
Yeah, Brody is too grand gestury.
Yes. And so
like every gesture is a grand one.
Yes. In ways that I'm like, if he had met this person in real life, he would have been like, okay, see ya, bitch.
Right.
Because Amy is a bitch.
Right.
Non-gendered.
Yes,
bitch.
exactly.
No gendered insults around here.
Yeah. So the first time that they meet, Amy's like, fuck off, basically.
Yeah. And he's like, no way, man.
And so Brody follows her to her hotel, basically.
Yeah, he knows a guy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not as creepy as it sounds.
No. That part was like, it's fine, whatever.
Yeah.
She notes that she's staying at the Residence Inn. Later they say the Residence Inn has a bar. Absolutely the fuck not.
It might.
Really?
I don't know. I've been to like some, not Residence Inns, but like of that ilk that have not good bars, but...
Okay, well, maybe I'm wrong.
But bars.
I've never stayed at a Residence Inn. I've stayed at certainly like a Super 8.
Oh, well, a Residence Inn is a little nicer than a Super 8.
Oh.
A Residence Inn is more in the like Holiday Inn kind of category.
Oh. Whoops.
Yeah.
All right, never mind. Okay,
yeah, it's like a little...
Now I believe it.
It's like a decent budget hotel.
Like a Holiday Inn Express.
Yeah, decent budget hotel.
But a longer term one.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, okay. Now that helps anyway.
Yeah. And a lot of those longer term ones do have like bars and stuff. Like it might have been a Residence Inn that my grandparents were staying at by the airport when they moved here before they closed on their house. And they had happy hour with free wine every day from like 6 to 8 or something.
Wow. Should I move into a Residence Inn?
Yeah, I don't know if it was Residence Inn or not, but I know exactly where it was. So next time I drive past it, I can confirm whether that was the brand or not.
Interesting.
But it was like a long stay. No, it was an Embassy Suites.
Oh, okay. Well, all right.
Same kind of idea, though. Anyway.
So he shows up to the hotel where she's staying. I shouldn't say like follows her.
Yeah.
It's not a stalking.
No. He just knows where she's staying and arrives there to try to annoy her into letting him help.
Leaves a note at the front desk that says, meet me by the pool. Makes a bet with her that if he can hold his breath for 7 minutes, then she has to let him help plan the wedding.
Yeah.
One, don't ever take a bet where somebody is offering you the challenge. Obviously, they're going to win.
Right.
They're not going to offer a challenge they can't do.
Right.
So, obviously, he's not going to kill himself.
Right. Yeah, so he does it, and then, well, he does it for 6 minutes until Amy freaks out and, like, pulls him up. Which, like, if he's made it 6 minutes, just see if he can go 7. Yeah. If he hasn't died yet.
And if he made it to, 8, 9, 10.
Right.
Okay, then call. Then grab him.
Then, yeah.
Yeah, no patience.
Yeah, and then he explains it away by saying he's a free diver, which makes sense. He lives in Hawaii.
Is that what he says? I thought he just says that's nothing for free divers.
Well, that is what he said, but I assumed he meant that he was a free diver. He lives in Hawaii. It would make sense if he were a free diver.
I didn't necessarily assume one way or the other. I just thought, well, okay, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I assumed that he was saying that he was a free diver. So
I've never met a hobbyist free diver. If anyone knows a hobbyist free diver, explain it to me.
I don't know a hobbyist one, but a lot of the ones that were on our Galapagos trip were free divers, and they could hold their breath for a long time.
All right, good for him. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes. Yeah, I'm gonna follow you in and assume that he is also a hobbyist free diver.
Yeah,
So fair enough.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's how I interpreted it. I could
right.
be wrong.
Fair enough. Cool. So she begrudgingly accepts. Again, he is kind of an annoying golden retriever, but
Yeah.
whatever. And she begrudgingly accepts, and then the next day they have like things they have to accomplish. They need a venue. They need a DJ. They need a cake. They need a caterer. So next day they are going to visit one of the possible venues. Brody gets there first and kind of like tricks her into pretending.
Yeah, he plays a prank because he tells so Brody knows everyone in this town apparently, and we find out why later. But he knows a woman who works at the brewery or with the brewery or something.
Yeah,
he has a hookup of some sort, and he tells this woman that Amy is a competitive Irish dancer.
A competitive Irish dancer who, by the way, is Mexican and looks Mexican.
Yes. Her last name is Torres.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
This isn't believable.
Yeah.
But this woman apparently is the dumbest woman alive, the event planner or whatever, and buys it. Despite.
And Amy is, like, not wanting to be rude, so she does what in the audiobook is the worst fake Irish accent I've ever heard. I was laughing really hard because it was so bad.
This part was very funny and good for an audiobook.
Yeah.
Like her trying, but also I was like cringing so hard because I was like, if this was happening to me in real life, I think I would just die.
Yeah.
I would die.
This was one of those moments where having it in audiobook form made it feel that more like, oh my God, this is so awkward.
Yeah. I want to drown myself in this pint of beer.
Yeah.
If I was in this situation.
Yeah, it was funny, but they basically decide the brewery's perfect.
They're going to do it
Done.
for $800.
Yeah. Yeah, this girl, like, hooks them up with a deal, check the venue off the list.
Yep.
Everything's ready.
Everything's great. And then Amy and Brody come to kind of another agreement where, like, okay, Brody wants to have fun. He calls Amy anal retentive, which is correct. And
she is.
Yeah, she needs to calm down. He also needs to get a little serious, though.
Yeah.
So, but basically, they come to an agreement where she's like, "All right, we can do it your way, but I don't sing. I don't want to like fake being a person
and I don't eat bugs.
And I don't eat bugs."
It's like, what?
Oh, sure, yeah.
I guess if someone's gonna prank you, they should know your boundaries.
That's
you know, he's already pranked her, so she's just putting it all out there.
Yeah, this is a boundary setting conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah,
sure. Yeah.
Well, and also, we have not really mentioned this yet, but part of the reason that Amy is being so intense about this is because, A, her wedding was ruined, so she's a little bit living vicariously, but apparently the Torres family suffers from a wedding curse.
Yeah, supposedly.
Yeah, so she's trying to break the curse by making Olive's wedding perfect, which does explain why she's a little psycho.
Yes. So.
But also, I think that's just how she is.
Yeah, I think that's how she is. So the next day, they are trying out DJs. I am impressed that Brody manages to get all of these people to go through very elaborate hoops to prove that they can do this very, very last minute wedding for not a lot of money.
They have to basically like DJ a mini set.
No, yeah.
For 2 people.
Yes, for 2 people.
With no audience other than those 2 people.
And do full setup, full breakdown.
Yeah.
No person would do this.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe Brody really is that beloved among community members, but Brody does show up wearing a tux. Yes. And he brings champagne.
Yes.
And he brings a little veil, which I'm picturing like being the one that I got for you, like the one that clips into your hair, that little short one.
That's what I was picturing as well.
It was $7 on Amazon. He totally got that next day Prime shipping like I did. And it had little jewels on it, little rhinestones.
It was cute.
So this was very funny because Amy sort of like loosens up. She has a glass or two of bubbles and is like, okay, I'll wear the veil.
All
We
right.
can dance. This is kind of fun, actually. So
Just
he brings her out of her shell.
Imagine showing up to this weird audition and not getting the job. Like, I don't know, man. This dude made me play to an empty room, and then I didn't even get hired for this wedding that's in 5 days, and that they were going to pay me $200 for.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is kind of the first time that they kind of connect.
Yeah.
Potentially romantically.
They slow dance.
Yeah.
They talk about their feelings, about stuff. Not about feelings for each other, but stuff.
Yeah. And then this is kind of the start of the, like, maybe they don't hate each other kind of moment, which I have this in my notes a little later on, but not that much later on, but I was worried that this book being so short, it's only 4 hours and 46 minutes, which probably translates to, I'm going to say probably less than 200 pages, because I listened to an audiobook that was about 6 hours long that was like 240 pages.
Mm-hmm.
So this one's probably like 150 maybe.
Yeah.
Or less even. I was worried that it was going to be like too insta-lovey, and it's really not. Like the romance unfolds at a reasonable pace.
I thought so too.
They also have a list of songs they won't play, and one of them is the YMCA. Sorry to Abigail's sister, whose favorite song is YMCA.
Don't ask me why. I don't have an answer.
And that's not like a bit either. Like, she genuinely loves the song.
It was her one request for my wedding reception.
I've never seen anyone so happy. I'm like picturing her, like I can see it. It's like burned into my brain.
The happiest person at my wedding was my sister when they played YMCA.
Yeah, there's some good photos of that moment.
So then they do all the other wedding planning stuff, and like they go on a blindfolded cake tasting. What did they do?
I think this is when, well, they have like their first kind of like serious conversation. I can't remember if this is when, I think this might be when Amy like fesses up about what happened with Dane.
Is it when they're shopping for flowers that she
Oh,
does
maybe
that?
it is that. I do know they bond about something deeper during the cake tasting. I can't remember exactly what.
The gist of it is every time that they do something wedding related, they break down some walls.
Yes, exactly. So they do blindfolded cake tasting. Then they go to this like crazy flower farm thing that sounds very beautiful.
Could have just gotten married there.
Yeah. So yeah, they bond some more. And then after they get home from the flower farm, cousin Diego tells Amy that she saw Brody with
He tells
a
her
girlfriend.
This before the flower farm. And at the flower farm,
That's right.
Brody is like, no, I don't have a girlfriend. Would you like to have dinner with me instead?
Yeah. He was like, why do you care?
And she's
Because
like, "Oh,
you want to have dinner with me, right?
Yeah. And she's like, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's when we're really into romance territory now.
Yeah, it becomes less about wedding planning and more just about Amy and Brody.
Yes.
Because they've mostly gotten everything done at this point.
I know. This is like the easy, again, Brody knows everybody.
Yeah.
So sure. And
yeah.
then,
So obviously they go to Mama's Fish House. Where else would they go in Hawaii? The most famous restaurant in all of Hawaii.
Oh, I thought it was made up.
No.
Whoops.
No, it's a very fancy
Ooh.
restaurant in Hawaii.
Look it up right now. Oh, okay. So this is wow. What a nice website.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a very fancy place.
All right, gonna dive into that later.
Yeah.
So he takes her to the very fancy restaurant, and she's like, "This must be so expensive," and he's like, "Don't worry about it, man.
I know a guy.
That's how they got the reservation. But
Yeah.
I assume, well, he probably got a friends and family.
Yeah.
So, but regardless, they're hitting on each other.
Yeah.
They're making innuendos.
This book is very horny.
Yeah, it is pretty horny.
Yeah.
Pretty quickly.
I don't know if it was any more or less horny than any other book. Maybe it just sounded that way because it was in audio format.
Oh, I must tell you, I did very quickly go to the cocktail menu, and the strawberry guava fizz and the Mama's Manhattan are real. So,
Strawberry guava fizz sounds fucking awesome.
it's got vodka, Kula strawberries, guava, lime, and soda. We could make that.
Yeah, we could do that.
Easy.
Easy. We could probably make the Manhattan too.
It doesn't sound that much different than
a regular Manhattan.
So, I think we could.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? So then we get a flashback to Amy's like first or an early date with Dane.
How she met Dane was at a bar.
Yeah. And he like tries to teach her how to play pool, even though she totally is awesome at pool, and she kind of just like lets him, but he's like a real douche about it, and she's kind of like, I probably should have known then, but I like, I dulled my shine for this man.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Yeah, it was like he wasn't even an overt douche about it, but she was like, I wanted to make him feel better.
Right.
Like, why did I already start catering to this man that I like had just met?
Right. Like, I didn't want to hurt his feelings when he saw that I was much better than him or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then with Brody, she's like, I bet he would like that I'm much better than him at pool.
Yeah. So then she's like, do you want to go play pool? And they do.
It's like a test.
Yeah.
I mean, a good test.
Yeah.
And of course she wins.
Yeah.
They make comments to each other about how they want to bang.
Yeah, this goes 0 to 100 real fast. And then in the parking lot, they make out against Brody's car.
Debbie.
At which point, her
in-
entire family shows up.
This was very funny.
And is like, oh my God, what is going on here?
This part was very funny as an audiobook.
Yeah, it
where
was.
It's like her dad yelling and everybody being like, calm down.
Yeah.
You're not going to kill anybody.
Yeah, it's fine.
I will say also in the beginning, listening to this, there's not a lot of Spanish in this book by any means, but there is like a tiny bit. And there's at the very beginning when all the family's together, some of them are speaking in Spanish, which Austin found very funny.
Yeah.
And obviously I didn't understand because I don't know any Spanish.
Yeah, me neither. But I liked this part when everyone's kind of yelling.
Yeah. And then they all go inside to the Residence Inn bar.
Yeah.
Which is, again, where I was like, this place has a bar. I really was picturing it to be like a really shitty, like Super 8. So that's my bad, I guess. I'm thinking of the Super 8 my dad and I stayed in when I came down for my college, what's it called? Orientation.
Visit. Yeah, orientation.
Yeah. And somebody was smoking weed 2 doors down. And I was like, interesting. And my dad was like, do you know what that is? And I was like, yes, Dad, I'm 18.
That's funny.
So, but they all love Brody immediately because everybody loves this man. And Dane and Amy come in face to face.
Yeah.
For the first time in a while.
And it's not that dramatic.
It's not great, but it's not like that dramatic.
There's not like, it's not like a scene.
Yeah, they have a heated conversation because he's like, come on, can't we just be civil? And she's like, no.
Yeah.
Why do you think you're entitled to my, like, civility, basically? Which, wow. Relevant to a situation we are watching unfold elsewhere.
Yeah.
This is where I started thinking, where Amy, I think, has this inner monologue around this point where she's like, it wasn't that Dane hurt me or, that wronged me or whatever. It was that he made me question all of my judgment.
Yeah.
And that was interesting to hear also in this context as we are watching a similar thing play out elsewhere.
Yeah.
And I also understand that, not from like necessarily a romantic perspective, but it is like, that is like the worst thing you can do to somebody is like make them question their own judgment, sanity, morals.
Yeah.
Like make them lose a sense of self.
Right.
In my opinion.
Right. Like, who am I if I chose this person?
Yeah.
Who would do this to me?
Like, that's it's not necessarily about a sense of like justice necessarily. The worst, but that is the worst thing that you can do to somebody is make them question who they are.
Yeah.
In a negative way, I
Right.
guess.
Right.
I'm not wording this the way I want to, but it's like, as somebody like myself who is very self-aware in a lot of ways, that to me would really, really rattle me.
Right.
It has in a lot of ways when it's happened to me.
Right.
too.
And Amy doesn't seem like a person who would make the decision of who to choose for her life partner, like, on a whim. Not that most people do, right? But some people are more measured than others when making big life decisions, and she doesn't seem like someone who would have married Dane had she not felt like 100% sure that it was the right idea. Because again, she's like anal retentive. She's a little crazy. So it must be even more jarring for someone like that.
I feel I could relate to Amy a lot in some ways. I'm not quite as anal retentive as she is, obviously. Hopefully, I guess.
No.
I certainly don't have the patience to be a haggler the way she does.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, good for you, girl. I would rather spend the money because I don't like spending money.
Yeah.
But I don't have the time.
But I like confrontation less.
Yep, absolutely. But she's somebody who follows rules and does everything the right way. And she talks in the beginning in the book about how, like, she had this perfect life and she did everything right, and then it all came crashing down because of Dane, basically. Like, it wasn't her fault. It was his fault. And that is something I can relate to, a feeling like, well, I followed every rule. Mm-hmm. This is supposed to work out. Mm-hmm. And that's not how life works. So.
Well, and someone like Amy, too, like, probably doesn't respond well to, like, that lack of control. Like, you know,
interesting.
like you don't have control over your own life falling apart. Like, that type of personality can probably deal with it a little easier if you're like, you know what, I made my bed, I did this.
Yes.
But when it's out of your control, it's a bigger pill to swallow.
Boy, oh boy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can't relate whatsoever. Never had that feeling.
Yep, me neither. Me neither.
Weird. Anyway, moving on. But she's like, she's moved on from Dane. She's like, I feel nothing for this man.
She doesn't even really care that he's there. She's like not that like triggered by it or anything. She's like medium annoyed.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want to see this man anymore.
Right.
Like,
but she's also like, I understand that he has to be here because his brother's getting married.
I also was like, how did his family get here so last minute? Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, the whatever. Anyway, the logic of this, I need to let go. It's like the magical realism aspect of it.
Right. It's like the magic apartment. You can't think about it.
I can't think about it. That's just going to be our trope, the magic apartment, for lack of
time
logic.
traveling apartment.
Yeah. So she does decide, though, I'm going to go bang Brody.
Yep. And she does.
She does indeed. Okay. I was listening to this morning, and I had it on 1.5 speed, by the way, which was a crazy experience toward the end.
Yeah.
Did they do it on the beach?
Okay, that I did not, because she references, oh, no, they didn't. They did it in the hotel room, but she wakes up thinking that they did it on the beach. I don't know, actually.
Because she talks about
having sand in crevices. You're right. Yeah. Maybe they did. If I missed that, if it happened.
Okay, because I was really confused too, because I thought they were in the hotel room, because she talks about they brush their teeth,
right?
Like they're laying in bed, and then she is talking about sand, and I'm like, did they have like a private beach balcony?
Yeah, like
she doesn't seem the type to do it publicly on a beach,
or like a midnight swim or something. I don't know,
and I can't flip back into the book to look.
Right, I don't know.
So
if it happened, we both missed it.
Okay. Glad it wasn't just me.
Listeners, if you know the answer, DM us.
Yeah, let us know, because I got confused at this point, because, neither of them seemed like the types to, desecrate a public beach.
Yeah.
And also, really uncomfortable.
Yeah. Sex on the beach is one of those things that when you're like 17, sounds fun, but if you're past the age of like 24...
Sex in a meadow, sex on the beach, sex at the bottom of a well. I'm not in it for any of them.
Yeah.
I would prefer to be indoors.
Agreed.
Hot take there.
Yeah, I agree. So yeah, I don't know if they did it on the beach or not. We may never know. But
it's also the night before the wedding.
Yes. So they wake up on the wedding day and they have overslept.
Oh no.
Even though it's like 7:30 or something. Or it's like 9:30 or something. It's not that late in the day.
No.
It's not like it's like 11 a.m. or something.
And the wedding's at 5. Amy's in a panic because she wants everything to be perfect. Brody's like, calm down. We're going to do it. It's going to be fine. And so they start getting stuff done, and oh no, everything's going wrong. It's raining. The caterer can't make it anymore. Mm-hmm. The officiant got the time wrong. Who was the officiant again?
I don't remember.
He like flew in from somewhere, got the time wrong, and was like, well, am I going to go back?
Yeah, he was like, I thought it was at 2. Oh, he flew in from one of the other islands.
Right.
And he was like, I thought it was at 2 p.m. or at noon or something, but it's at 5. Amy's freaking the fuck out. Brody is like, hey, you know how all of your family is here, you could ask some of them to do this stuff instead of thinking that you have to do it all yourself. And she's like, no. And I was like,
Who's that?
Who's that? Not me.
Not me. She did also at one point make the point of sometimes delegating is harder than just doing it yourself, which I do relate to also.
Yeah.
Look, no one has ever not said I'm anal retentive.
You're not like this, though.
No, I'm not like this. I do have I would say both of us do have more of a let go, let God mentality when push comes to shove.
Right. I will delegate. My job has taught me to do that because I have to, because that literally is my job.
Yeah, I'm still learning to delegate. I'm getting better at it for sure, but I'm learning to do it. And also, I did feel... So, she yells at Brody, and Brody is like, whoa, man. Oh, she really kind of lays into him and was like, you gave up all your responsibilities and moved to Maui. Must be nice.
She's basically like, not everyone can be fucking chill all the time like you are, man.
And he's like, okay, and kind of goes off and does his own thing.
Yeah.
And one of again, I was listening at 1.5 speed. Apparently, like, it starts raining, the dress falls in the mud, and so Olive comes to find Amy because she's like, I'm not doing anything. I might as well help with my own wedding.
Right.
Which, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
And Olive is like looking at the dress, and I think they just kind of like start laughing.
Yeah.
And she's like, it's chill, man.
Yeah, like, it's a beach wedding. We'll tell Diego to take photos from, like, my knees up. Like, it's fine.
And Amy's like, I wanted it to be perfect. And Olive's like, it's cool. Olive is kind of how I felt on my wedding day, where I was like,
Yeah.
Whatever.
Like, it's fine. I do have to make a rant. So the caterer bows out, like, before this. The caterer bows out, and...
A pipe burst.
They can't make the food. And Brody is like, what if we just ordered a bunch of pizzas? And Amy freaks out and is like, my family does food for a living. Like, we have restaurants and stuff, which, like, yes, true. But you had a fucking seafood buffet at your wedding. I don't think you have a leg to stand on getting on your high horse about the quality of food at a wedding when you had a free seafood buffet that gave everyone food poisoning. Order the fucking pizzas.
Order the fucking pizzas. Also, I'm sure there's a very nice pizza restaurant.
I'm sure.
Also, the catering thing, too, is kind of silly because it is not hard to find food for 30 people.
It's really not. You could...
Find a Chewy's.
I could get us food for 30 people walking distance from here in, like, 2 hours.
Yeah, like, give them a couple heads up. But if you've got, like, 6 hours, that's easy. My friend Anna, who got married, Anna, one of my bridesmaids, she had a COVID wedding, and it was lovely, and there were about 25 people. They got papados.
Yeah.
It was great.
That sounds awesome.
Me and one of the other guests went and picked it up. It was great.
Yeah.
I'm sure they ordered it, like, I don't know. Well, they were a little more organized. But
yeah, like a couple days before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not hard to find food for 30 people.
I fed, like 13 people at your bachelorette party with 24 hours notice?
Yeah. It can't be that hard.
We just got Chewy's.
Yeah.
It was great.
You could even piecemeal some great takeout together.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's not hard to find a Mexican restaurant in Hawaii who would, like, make a tray of enchiladas.
And a platter of chicken minis. And, like, it's some fast food burgers, like, make it a tour de fats.
I just thought of that photo of Trump in the White House
with all the McDonald's.
Welcome to Olive's wedding. There's a lot. Like, Amy, calm down.
It's like those girls on TikTok who make the fry salads where they all dump in. Oh, I haven't
seen the fry salad.
They bring different types of fries. Like, someone brings like Chick-fil-A fries, someone brings McDonald's fries, someone brings, whatever else, and they all dump them in a big bowl and mix them all together.
I've seen the candy salads. I haven't seen a fry salad.
The candy salads where the girls share their trauma.
And yeah.
Love
a fry salad, though.
I know. I think we should do the fry salad thing.
I love that. I agree. But
anyway, that's my rant.
You're correct. Get off your high horse. Order the pizza. Order any takeout.
Also, Ryan's best friend got married in Miami a few weeks ago, and he had this like guy with a trailer that was making fresh pizzas. And at first I was like, pizza for a wedding seems kind of weird. This is the best fucking pizza I've ever had. It was so good. And he was cranking them out so fast, fresh, setting them directly on the table. Like, I will never again hate on pizza at a semi-formal gathering.
Great. See,
it was awesome.
There are solutions. The solution ends up being that her family cooks the meal. They like have a kitchen available to them. But again, you could feed 30 people really easily.
Right.
Just a couple hours notice for a restaurant.
Yeah.
They'll probably charge you some more money, obviously. But
yeah, it's not that hard.
It's not that hard.
Especially in a tourist location.
Yeah. Again, surely there is a Chewy's adjacent Mexican restaurant nearby who's going to make you some enchiladas.
Certainly.
God,
Certainly.
I want some enchiladas right now. On that, anyway, so they go to the wedding. Brody is the officiant because luckily he's ordained. Sure. Conveniently. Everything, Olive is chill. Everyone is fine. Amy apologizes as she's walking down the aisle. So, with Brody. And throughout the book, too, which we haven't mentioned, there's all this alluding to why Brody's there and, like, this terrible thing happened.
Yeah, Brody did something awful.
Or
is
not
what,
even that. I was just like...
Well, his inner monologue...
Yeah.
He is very like, after what I did, you know, and we don't know what he did.
It's very dramatic in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And so the wedding goes great. Everything's beautiful. You have the note in here about how you like how they did the vows.
I did really like how they did the vows. They have Brody doing the repeat after me thing, and then they have the actors for Olive and Ethan's voices kind of layered on top of each other, echoey. It was really nice. It was smart.
It was very movie-like.
Yeah.
At points. It was cool. I liked that too.
Yeah, that was really neat.
Yeah, that was a good audiobook effect.
Yeah.
It's lovely. They're so in love. Everything's perfect. They go to the reception, and Amy and Brody are talking and dancing, and Brody fesses up to this terrible thing he did. So it turns out Brody's a surgeon. He's
an
not
orthopedic surgeon.
An orthopedic surgeon, not a waiter, as he kind of... I mean, he was a waiter at some point. He didn't lie.
He waited tables to like get himself through college.
Yeah, like who am I? Well, not me.
Yeah,
I didn't wait tables,
but many people did.
Yeah, I worked in retail.
Yeah,
so.
I worked on campus.
I did also have my best part-time job, which was removing staples for doc prep on campus.
Yes.
For $7.25 an hour.
Yes.
One summer. It was really chill.
My campus job paid me $12 an hour, which I thought was big money.
I felt like I was making big money when I was making $8 an hour at the Statesman, which is crazy to think about now. That was my first paid internship, so...
I mean, for an internship, $8 is still really low, but at least it paid.
Yeah, at least it paid.
Yeah.
I had a paycheck. Anyway, so Brody fesses up. Amy learned from Olive that he was a surgeon, and Olive was like, it's not my story to tell about like why he's not.
Yeah, very cryptic.
A kid died. I thought he killed a kid.
Right.
I thought he ran over a kid with his car.
Right.
No, what had happened was he was like chief resident in LA, and he was overseeing another like an intern. I'm not
some
a doctor.
other lower down surgeon.
I'm not a doctor.
Yeah,
and it's been a while since I watched Grey's Anatomy.
Exactly, that's my only point of reference.
Yeah. But he was watching somebody do an ACL tear repair and was busy chatting with an OR nurse who they are quick to clarify had just become a grandmother.
Yeah.
Which was
it's
very
not
funny.
flirty.
It wasn't flirting. He was just being a nice guy.
Yeah.
And the guy left a piece of sponge in his knee.
Yeah.
And he died.
Yeah. He went septic and died, essentially.
Oh, it wasn't even that. Apparently he had a heart condition, and then he had a heart attack that was brought on by acute infection.
Yes.
And he died.
Yeah.
And Amy is like, well, that could have happened to anyone. He had an infection. He had a heart condition.
Right.
It's not your fault. And Brody's like, nah, man, I killed that guy. And like, look, I'm kind of tired. Or no, I shouldn't say tired. No one in these books ever does anything that bad.
Right. Right. It always like teases some like really tragic story. And like, don't get me wrong, like a guy dying because of an ACL tear is awful.
Yes.
But if he had a heart condition, he also easily could have just had a heart attack and died on another occasion.
That's what Amy says.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, again, I thought he killed a kid.
Yeah.
Or I thought even maybe more so, he had been not an orthopedic surgeon, but like a pediatric surgeon and like worked with kids with cancer and it just like really got
traumatized
to it.
him or something. Yeah, that was kind of what I thought, that it was some
like like that. I don't know. That made more sense to me than like This felt kind of contrived.
Yeah. And then it was a little bit explained when he was like, people don't die in orthopedic surgery. Like that's in other disciplines or whatever. And I was just kind of like, I have a hard time believing that like, if you were that hot shot of a surgeon that you didn't have some other kind of like, maybe this is my Grey's Anatomy talking, but like, it seems crazy that this was like the first time that this had happened.
Right.
To him, people die in surgery all the time for like standard, like people die getting their appendix taken out sometimes, shit like that happens. Right. So I have a hard time believing that this was the first time that this had happened to him.
Yes, it was. I think it's more so that like he was the leader and he was supposed to like have it
be watching, yeah.
And he blames himself for that. And like, look, I get that, man, but it's I feel like again they really did set it up to be something like super super tragic. And again, it's not great,
right?
Like it's horrible, it's sad, but like these things do happen. And yeah, I thought he was gonna have run over a kid. Or something. Like, do you remember in Breaking Bad when Jesse's going to addiction counseling and he's like, what have you ever done, man? And then the addiction counselor is like, I killed my daughter.
Yeah.
I backed over her.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh. Yeah, that's more of a payoff.
Yeah, that's like a fuck you up permanently thing more so than this.
Again, Breaking Bad is a much different story than Christina Lauren's The Honeymoon Crashers.
Yeah.
But, you know, it is kind of funny the way they like tiptoe around. You don't want to make it too tragic.
Right.
We can't have real tragedy.
It can't be too sad. We're not Abby Jimenez.
I was going to say, if this was an Abby Jimenez, he would have killed 5 kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, just kidding. They all work in the OR over there. These are accomplished doctors in Abby Jimenez. Something tragic.
Something equally tragic would have happened. Like his little brother would have died of cancer or something like that.
His little brother died on the table in front of him.
Yeah.
That's what would have happened.
That's what would have happened.
That's what would have happened.
Yeah.
But Amy obviously is like, nah, man, sucks, but
you're good.
It's all right.
Yeah.
And then he's like, and also, I'm going to move back to Minneapolis and become a family doctor.
Yeah.
And that's why everyone loves him on the island, because he helps everybody with their health issues.
Yeah, gives them medical advice. What I didn't really determine is whether he was giving them like illicit health care or if he was just advising them on like, here's how you maneuver your health insurance. Here's the type of doctor you should go to. They made it seem like it was more the second thing.
Yeah.
But they never really outlined it. So I was like, is he like illegally treating people in his like cabin or something?
He's doing back alley BBL.
Yeah, I was like, okay, whatever. Clearly no one died this time.
My dad used to always joke, those like, this is a big aside. Those signs, like those poster or those cork boards in like Starbucks and whatnot.
Yeah.
He was like, we should always put one up there for like free surgery. He really wanted to just like advertise like discount dental surgery. Call our number and see who would call.
But yeah, set up like a fake, like a Google Voice phone number or something, so it's not your real number.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know if he thought that far, but he was like, I want to see who's calling for like free Botox.
Anyway, so that's kind of the end. There's an epilogue.
There's an epilogue from Olive and Ethan's point of view that is like nauseatingly cute.
Yeah.
Where they were like, we knew it.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't really like that.
I didn't like them at the beginning either, where they were like flirting and like making eyes at each other. I was like, please fucking stop.
I did not like their voice actors. They came off as too like cheesy, maybe. And I don't know if this is the voice actor's fault or if it's just those are two characters that I feel like I quote unquote know really well because I've read the book a couple of times, and it's like seeing the movie version of your favorite book.
Right.
And it's not exactly like the characters aren't how you pictured them. So their voices didn't feel, not that I had ever pictured their voices, but it didn't feel right. I don't know.
No, I'm with you, because what we know of Olive is that she's like kind of sarcastic and bristly and whatnot. And then like in the epilogue when she's like, Ethan, we're married.
Yeah, it was too cheery.
Yes.
Yeah, I pictured her being a little more deadpan. Overall thoughts?
This was I found myself like wanting, when I was listening, that when you're on Spotify you can see lyrics to songs. I was like, man, I wish I had that at points.
What an idea.
like I could follow along to it because I do very much, well, I don't know. I was going to say I have more of like a visual memory in that I feel like I can remember things more reading them than listening to them.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I think it was fun. It was definitely different. There were some drawbacks for me personally that we've kind of talked about already.
Yeah.
Like some of it I didn't really enjoy, and some of it I felt like was inconsistent, and where I was like, what are the quote unquote rules of this?
Yeah.
But I enjoyed the story, all illogics aside.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I enjoyed it. I think it was fun. It was fun to do. It was fun to see like the story continue. And yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I like, will I listen to it again? Probably not.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed. My kind of audio production purist tendencies got in the way of me enjoying this as much as I probably would have had that not been, if that was not my job. Because I was kind of distracted a few times by the like, why are they playing beach noises here and not other times?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And I couldn't really figure out why they made some of the choices that they did. But art is subjective, and they made different creative choices than I would have. So can't say that they're wrong. I just
wouldn't
have done the same thing. I did like the layering of the vowels, and that was something that I was like, I'm going to figure out a way how to do something like that in one of my projects.
Yeah, that was cool. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes. I did really like Harry Shum Jr.
Yes, I did too.
I'm glad to see he's still working.
Yeah. Yeah, both of the main actors I liked. I liked Diego's voice actor. I liked them all except Olive and Ethan annoyed me.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah.
But that was more their delivery than the actors themselves, I guess. Yeah, but yeah, it was fun. I'm glad we did it. It was something different for us. So,
it was. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. It's like that's probably it's the first time I've ever listened to an audiobook like all the way through.
Wow.
Because I've done the Bourdain one. You
read some of too, right?
I read some of. Thank You for Listening. I read some of.
Yeah.
So mostly I've like split half and half.
Yeah.
So this was the first time I did like a whole story. I did. Nice. Thank You for Listening. I mostly did audiobook, but I did like finish it in print.
Yeah.
So it was cool. It was like it was definitely a different experience. It was. Although at one point I was like in the backyard pulling weeds, and I definitely had it like playing in my back pocket, and it like started the sex scene, and I was like, gotta go inside.
This is what AirPods are for.
I will say I don't know if I have like loved listening to the sex scenes. It does make me feel like
yeah, I enjoy reading them much more than listening to them. It always feels a little too fake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's personal preference. That's nobody's fault.
Yeah, that's no one's fault. I'm the same way. So you finished this today, so presumably you're not reading anything else. If you are, you can tell me, but if not...
Well, I did just finish Birds of California yesterday.
Oh yeah, that's right. How did it turn out to be?
Which was my vacation book. It was kind of a hot read last summer. It was Kate Contugno. I
don't know how it's pronounced, yeah.
But it was nice and quick too. It was right under 300 pages. And I was right about my suspicions. I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah.
Where I thought the book was going to go one way, and then it went a very different way. I really enjoyed it. There is a content warning if anybody picks it up, but you can kind of gather it based on the back cover, where it's set in like it's noted it's set in a post Me Too Hollywood, so you can kind of guess where it's probably going. And I think Kate was very smart at times in the things she withheld, even if I wanted her to write more about certain things. I think she was smart about it. And ultimately I enjoyed it. I really liked it. I really liked the main character, Fiona St. James. I understood her, and I felt her kind of pain of what she was going through. And there's a journalist character.
Nice.
Who I don't know if I really liked, but I loved that she was a successful freelance journalist who was writing for like Vanity Fair and stuff.
Nice.
So that was cool.
That is cool.
I enjoyed it. I would recommend it.
Sounds good.
I would recommend it. I thought it was very good. It was a good quick read too. And I thought it was really fun. And it was a good, fun but not too fluffy like vacation read.
Sure. Sure.
So
yeah, maybe I'll have to snag it from you at some point.
Yeah, I should have brought it for you, actually.
It's okay. I have plenty.
Gestures broadly
at all the books that surround me.
So now I get to pick between which Italian book I'm going to start that I picked up when we were in Healdsburg.
Oh, yeah.
Healdsburg? I don't know.
You got...
One Italian Summer and the Lizzie Dent one.
Oh, the Lizzie Dent one.
That I can't remember, but it's got pasta on the cover.
Yes. That's right.
So I'm excited.
Yeah.
What are you reading now?
I've been reading.
You've been reading?
I've been reading.
While I've been gone?
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of reading. So I'm not currently reading a romance. I am finally reading Wellness by Nathan Hill, which friend of the pod, Tess, really liked. It's not a romance, but it's not a romance in the way that we define it.
Sure.
But romance-wise, I just finished a few that I really liked that are worth shouting out. I did read That Summer Feeling by Bridget Morrissey. I can't remember if I mentioned that last time. Liked it.
Yes.
I read Here We Go Again by Alison Cochrane. Liked it. And then I read Kilt Trip by Alexandra Kiley, who is a new to me author. I don't know if this is her debut or not, but she's new to me. And I picked this up because I saw that Sarah Adler, can't remember if she blurbed it or not, but I saw she posted about it on Instagram, like when it came out or was coming out. And it was super fun. It's set in Scotland. It is basically this travel consultant goes to this tour business in Scotland and tries to her job is to help them drum up more business or whatever, falls in love with the hot tour guide.
Okay.
It was very cute.
That is cute.
I do want to give a non-romance shout out to one of the books that I bought when we were in California, which is one called, well, I didn't buy it with you. I actually impulse bought it at the airport bookstore because I read the first chapter and was hooked. So I picked up Swiped by L.M. Chilton, which I had never heard of this book until we saw it at the bookstore in California, and then I saw it at the airport bookstore.
Okay.
And so I felt like the universe was telling me that I needed this book because the cover is adorable. But it's this woman who goes on a bunch of dating app dates, and all of those guys turn up murdered, and she's a murder suspect.
Oh, that's right.
So she goes rogue and tries to investigate who's killing them because the police suspect her. It's a ride.
Okay.
Here's the thing. I can't even tell you if I think it's a good book or not. I just had so much fun.
Okay.
Because it's just ridiculous.
All right. Would we call Vanderpump Rules a good show?
Exactly. I could not.
Yes.
I mean, yes. But I could not tell you if it's when I go to eventually make my Storygraph review, I have no idea how many stars I'm going to give it because I'm well, I had some issues with it, but I also had a really good time.
Yeah.
So I had 5 stars amount of fun, but I don't think this is a 5-star book,
That's fair.
So,
That's fair.
So I don't know how to talk about it other than it was a delight.
It's kind of like your personal ethos when it comes to a review.
Right.
I think I read somebody, it was a dumb tweet thread where it was about Letterboxd reviews where it was is this a 5-star movie? It is in my heart.
Right.
Or something like that.
Right. This is Swiped is a book that I will recommend to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because it's just, it's unlike anything that I've ever read. It's super silly.
No one's ever said we have excellent taste.
Exactly.
We have pretty good taste.
Yeah.
With dashes of terrible taste.
Yeah, I have some terrible taste, but if you want it, I'll send you home with it because it's very funny and outside of our normal kind of
that does sound fun,
rotation of books. But anyway, we, as usual, do not know what we're doing for our next episode, but we'll come up with something.
We swear we will get organized soon enough.
We've got at least one more summer book in us, if not 2.
If not 2.
Yeah.
If not 2.
If y'all have suggestions, as always, let us know. But we'll figure something out.
All right.